Alright, so we are starting off on Artisans Arena here. CBOS side, looking like we got Fridge Dingo for Sony, who is the host. Turkey is on Guard Crash, Slime is on Garbage Dump Trophy, and Amoeb is on Plant Cocoa. Meanwhile, on DT side, we got Spiral on we got Ducky on the Spiral Minefield, Orman on Tana Power Drain, Hey Franks on Elora Garbage Dump, and Pinks on Fridge Ripto. So, um, definitely see how this goes here. Orman not playing Rue here and actually playing
Sometimes, through the noise of its thoughts,
playing a scorer for once, so definitely get to see exactly how that plays out. He's been asking to do that for quite a while now. Sony is ready, so he's just waiting for the rest of the people in the game to check up. So.
Too strong for this dream. To cure its of sorrow, destroy it. The sorrow is part of its own task. We cannot interfere. Sometimes when they are deep in dreams, I want to tell them they are building true worlds in reality. Sometimes I want to tell them of their importance to the universe.
The game is starting here.
Sometimes, when they have not made a true connection in a while, I want to help them.
Ducky is quite far behind here. Let me refresh it. Okay. And so is everybody else now. Okay. I'm just gonna refresh everybody's stream. I think we should be good. Okay. Alright. Sorry about that. Alright, so. Quite a bit going on here. I haven't seen Turkey playing like forever, but decides to play Crash today, which is not a obviously not a bad choice. Crash is a very strong character. Ducky gonna go ahead and activate the Damage Fairy for his team, and that's gonna be pretty big considering Ducky's playstyle. So it's gonna help his team be able to score a lot. But honestly, yeah, CBOS may need to double block I mean, they have a really heavy blocker comp now that I'm thinking about. They have Ripto, Dingo, and Trophy. Basically leaving only Turkey on leaving literally only Turkey on active duty outside of Banks. I mean, Ripto just doesn't get around fast, so it's definitely kind of weird about that, but it is what it is. But at the current moment, CBOS is actually winning 455 to 105. So that means Turkey has been probably putting in work with the scoring. I don't know if Ripto is actually helping that. Maybe Ripto is helping clear the bank because I haven't seen him on DT's bank at current. So, but Turkey definitely doing his job and probably getting some scores in. However, Sony on the other hand is just having a terrible time. Getting blasted by a combination of Ducky and probably Orman as well, simply just because it's just not fun. That is a bad matchup for Dingo Dow. But yeah, Turkey gonna go ahead and ignore 8 gems. I don't know if that was really the best choice. He could have at least flipped them if he wasn't gonna take them all together. But they will go to CBOS there, or excuse me, they will go to DT there. But Gulp will come out for CBOS, which is gonna probably help them push the scoring even more here. Also, no, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. DT was the one that had a Ripto. So yeah, Tropy. It was like Tropy and Tropy Allura Ripto, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's super defensive. But yeah, CBO's still winning pretty. I mean, nice 500 lead, 500 gap lead here. But Ducky gonna go ahead and pick up this. Ooh, okay. I was about to say that's a pretty solid. That was a pretty scary situation. I thought he was gonna vac pull Ducky and just leave her to fucking die. But Ducky almost died to Slime there. Ducky's gonna run off, go get a sheep, come back. I'm gonna go to the bank, try to stop the crash on the bank, and will not get the kill. Turkey's basically getting away, but yes, Turkey will go ahead and get taken out by Ducky there. So that is you know, the Ducky special. DT is bringing it back though very slowly. They're only losing by about 200 now, maybe about 150 actually. So it's not too bad. Ducky gonna hop back on the bank and throw out some mines. Dingodow's not gonna have that, but yeah, probably still gonna die. Yeah, they're gonna die just because they don't have a fridge, and it's a lot of damage. Ducky not even opting to get the score off when while Sony was gone. Even, I mean, like, just activates the damage fairy and then deposits for Gulp. So 15 on DT side for Gulp, and then 4 actually for CBOS' side. So they are winning the Gulp war. And Amoeb is getting chased by Ducky, and yeah, Amoeb will go ahead and die to Ducky. Gulp will come out for CBOS once again. And he's gonna, Sony's gonna jump on bank, and we have a fight over. Yes, we have a fight over damage fairy. There's a guard coming out for DT on that damage fairy. Ducky and Orman will both die to Sony there. So we have a team wipe on the right side of my screen. So that's a big yikes. But Turkey on bank, slide spin, and will not actually get the score. I was about to say, wow, brother will get his 70 in. He took some chip damage there, but he had to go ahead and abandon that. Gonna go with B gems, get those flipped, and he's gonna go back to the bank with his 140 and his not full HP. All right, he's gonna pick up this relic here though. He's gonna go on the bank, and what we got here? Nope, he is going to abandon that endeavor immediately. Not even gonna bother to attempt. Orman's gonna die to Sony again. Once I'm looking up at the screen, Ducky running around and getting some extra relics. And we're gonna jump on bank, and there's a garbage dump. There's a party going on CBOS' bank at the current moment. The crash will get the score and get the hell out of there. He will pick up the damage fairy and slide spin his way the fuck out of Dodge. That's Crash. He does have a guard here. Oof. Okay, he almost ran in a Tana in a dark alley. He picks up a sheep, and he's gonna go back to. No, he's still trying to pick up, maximize his Wumpa capacity, or his gem capacity in this case. He's gonna jump on the bank. No, he's not. He's gonna go to get Gulp. He's gonna drop guard on that Gulp. I don't really agree with that, especially since there was nobody else around. But he's gonna jump on bank, and now he has to deal with 3 people. Yep, and a minefield. Definitely abandon that endeavor. Ducky trying to intercept him here, make his life a little bit harder. He's going to jump back on the bank with the 132, and he's going to slide around. However, he is going to get interrupted. He is going to go ahead and just get out of there. CBOS will get a 30% boost. Sony finding his own in order to block at the current moment. Now I'm not sure if he's really been getting help with slime too much, but now Ducky and Orman are both here, and he probably, yes, he will die to the guard fall. So Ducky and Orman will go ahead and score there, bringing the game pretty much tied up. 991 to 905. Pinks will go ahead and die to Sony, and yes, all right, Ducky will go ahead and score, basically bringing this to almost an even game, 991 to 980. So Ducky gonna go ahead and grab some more relics here, having about 13, and it does look like she is going to chase. Okay, never mind. CBOS will go ahead and take Ducky out there. Slime just gonna go ahead and just swing the tuning fork a couple times and tell Ducky to fuck off Turkey for once. So Ducky's gonna die with the good amount of relics there. Gulp's back up, and she's going to activate the minefield. Slime's gonna die to the minefield for slamming on it, and Turkey is sliding around. However, we'll get interrupted by the Ripto. So Turkey gonna probably just go ahead. Yeah, Turkey's gonna go ahead and die there. Orman not being able to deal with Sony, and Gulp will come out for what you call it once again. Will come out for CBOS once again. I believe that's the third time they've got it, because DT has not gotten it at all. Orman having max capacity, is he gonna jump on? I don't think, no, he's gonna go over on enemy bank and try to stop the blocking or stop the scoring, but yeah, crash is crash, and with Gulp and all that other stuff, like, yeah, you're probably just not doing that. He's gonna go ahead and harass Orman on these A gems, which is pretty dangerous because Gulp is here. Tries to get the slam while she's in the middle of it, but Orman can't. Okay, yeah, Orman can't hold these down. Turkey's gonna go ahead and grab these relics. Gonna have 9 at the end of this, and I'm gonna pick up some more gems and probably head back to the bank. Meanwhile, Sony hanging on with a fridge and a prayer. Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and die there. Too much DPS and not enough fridge. So Sony will go ahead and die. Ducky gonna go ahead and score 100 and take DT into their first lead of this match. So 13-15 to 790 or 1291. Ducky gonna go ahead and do a quick score, just grab some gems and then go back before Sony comes back. So he's gonna get 56 in, and now he's gonna go ahead and max out the capacity before going back, most likely, or doing anything else. Orman, on the other hand, still not waffling around, but going around and just doing what he can. Looks like, I want to say he was maybe hunting for relics, but doesn't seem to be the case. He is having to fight Sony here, and now he has to fight Slime on bank as well. Tropy Tana and Tropy Dingo. That is probably a losing matchup. So I wouldn't really bet my life on it. All right. Orman is quite far behind, now that I'm thinking about it. Let me go ahead and refresh it. Alright, sorry about that. Orman gonna go ahead and die to Sony though. CBOS did take the lead again, and they will get Gulp for the, what, 4th time this match? They also have a 70% boost, so this could very well be the push that they could need in order to enter the game if they want to go ahead and do this in the next 30 seconds while Gulp is up. They do have the full gray, so they may be making a push on that bank. Maybe Sony's time to get off the bank and try to help make everybody crowd up and make the Gulp shots even more effective in DPS. But Orman, yes, they are pushing. There's a guard that comes out for DT here. The fridge that Sony had did go ahead and get nuked. However, 100% boost now. Gulp is gone, but they did get a score off. Yes, and they did get a score off. Turkey did go ahead and score. So this may be the end of the game. No, Turkey falls off. And yes, Turkey's probably going to die here with nowhere to go. Yes, Turkey has scored quite a bit, though. 16-16 for his team. That's literally, that's like 80% of his team's score. Orman will go ahead and get a score. We'll go ahead and get a score on Sony there, but it's a little inconsequential. If Turkey gets back on the bank, they may have to team block in order to stop them, because they just have not been able to do so. Gulp is back up. I'm going to deposit quite a bit. They need 10. They need 6 now on CBOS. They've rushed that very quickly. However, Turkey will go ahead and take the dive there. Just way too much damage and not enough HP. So, however, DT not giving up yet. They are making a push for themselves, and Sony is probably, yes, Sony is going to die there. Really nothing he can do about a guard and like 300 people on the bank at once, and no fridge. So, Gulp does come out for CBOS once again. So Sony actually jumped, just ignoring the enemy bank here, and just decided to make the push for his team. There's a garbage dump which helps clear out the mines, which is very good. There's a lot, but the mines do catch Sony. They do catch Turkey as well, so that's a team kill. That's a team wipe on my left screen. Ducky looking to kill Amoeb, but we'll just go ahead and leave. And now, okay, so Damage Fairy is coming out for DT, and both teams having full gray bars here, so this is super dangerous. Alright. 40% boost on CBOS. That's super dangerous with Crash. Alright, he does have deposit to win. A-Gems going to CBOS most likely. Yes, 70% boost now. Alright. He's on bank. Is he gonna get it? No, he will get interrupted. Orman, meanwhile, on the bank. There it is. All right, so the game will go to CBOS. Unfortunately, not being able to stop Turkey being Turkey on Crash. So that's a oofa. It'd be like that, but super rough. But hey, it was a very, very good match. Very, very good starting match. So. Alright, so we are. They have rolled for the wheel, or spun the wheel rather. So we're just waiting. Scripts dispensed in shrills. You push so hard, I tend to yield, express and gill. Take the fall and claim my fall and never heal. But fuck you and fuck all that. Yo, I'm taking my work back. I'm taking myself beyond your grasp. Outside your spiteful ways and gaslighting ass gone. Fuck you and fuck all that. 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 Yo, I'm putting my foot down. I will learn to love myself now. You're entitled to your own truth. I'm entitled to think of foul. I'm allowed to wearing a smile. I won't let you push poison in my ears. Toying with my fierce choices, clear and profound. I don't need you around. Hey. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh streams real quick. fucking... No, there isn't. Okay. Alright, so DT is ready for this next round. They've all readied up. Ducky deciding to go Allura here, letting Haley go Spiral. Pink's on Engine, and Orman's still sticking to the Taunt here. Probably wanting to get some Taunt practice, so can't really blame him for that. He basically kind of gets funneled into Rue, and he has expressed that has slightly ticked him off as of late. So okay, so the match has started, so that just means that Turkey's stream is extremely far behind. There we go. Now it's Orman's stream that's far behind. Alright. So Turkey has actually opted to go for to play Cortex here. This is one of the better Cortex maps in my personal opinion. However, Turkey will go ahead and take the fall there, not being able to really being able to do anything against two different people. But Ducky on Bank versus Dingodile, and just not really getting anything done. Turkey gonna jump around, get some Wumpa, and go over to their bank. However, cannot do so freely, and the Tana will go ahead and take him out. So that's a thing. Alright, my bad. Anyway, DT actually has taken a commanding lead here. 7-17. I really haven't commentated too much this match. I apologize for that. I was a little distracted. But yeah, Orman fighting Sony on Bank with Tana. I definitely would have agreed to activate that Smog Surge, but I think he might be holding out for the Shrink Ray instead. But he also needs to not die in order to make that happen. So needs to back off here and get some HP back, and also go collect some more relics. He has 8. Yes, he is holding out for the Shrink Ray, so now his team needs 7 for it. And now he's gonna jump on Bank. Sony will jump back on Bank, and Orman's gonna have to back off. There's multiple people on that Bank. Yes, we are fighting for the Shrink Ray. 4 needed on DT's side, and Orman does have that 4 now. Will he get them in? No, he will not. He's gonna have to go ahead and back off. The Smog Surge is alright. Orman actually does get the score, especially with help to Ducky, and Ducky is going to minefield it up in order to get that Shrink Ray. So now it's going to be really really easy to score, because any Tana hit's going to send your ass to Narnia. So it's so this lead is probably going to increase exponentially. So especially because Spyro can Flame Breath you, and that knocks you away now. So that's a thing. Orman kind of squandering his time here, wasting time trying to hit a mosquito that is Cortex on, like, what you call it, that's on gems. They will get the B gems, and I mean that is important. This guard is gonna make it impossible to actually block anything, but yeah. So yes, this lead from DT is quite huge, like 40% boost. Is not being able to really do too much. Ducky does go ahead and die to Cola. Cola's still, or Slime's still playing Trophy here. So, okay. So Nightbot is doing weird things. Okay, so this new update for Nightbot I don't like. Because it doesn't skip any song that it just doesn't play. So I don't like this new update for Nightbot. That shit's kind of ass. But yeah. Anyway, I might just have to like start using YouTube to fucking do it. But in that case, I wouldn't have song requests. So yeah. Anyway, DT or CBOS will go ahead and get the Blob Bomber, trying to help out Sony just a little bit to curtail this scoring that keeps happening. But Slime is now here to help against the Taunt matchup for Sony, which is good. Shrink Ray is getting got by CBOS this time, needing 11 for it, and then maybe they can make a comeback. It's definitely possible. 3 will go in. They need 2, and the Laura will go ahead and take out Cortex. So yeah, CBOS will go ahead and get this Shrink Ray, so that's a big one. That will help. But they do still have the Blob Bomber on the bank for DT. So, but all right. So hopefully they get to score a little bit more here. So yes, 100 does come out, but the minefield is still minefield. So Turkey kind of curtailing a little hard on trying to get rid of Ducky, and now they have Slime Surge as well, or Smog Surge, so that's kind of yikes. Yeah, and Turkey's gonna go ahead and fall to his death, unable to not having his jumps refreshed, so that's a yikes. Orbit tried to get the Smog Surge, however, cannot do so. It's too much pressure. The other team kind of just walked up on him, and he was already small, so Blob Bomber will go out and get got by Orman though on enemy bank, and there's a guard coming out. Orman does not have a circle here, so PS4isms at its finest. Still trying to score. Okay, does get the score off. I can't tell exactly when his score was gonna go. It's just basically the number pulsating. Sony will go ahead and get taken out. Yeah, Sony will go ahead and get taken out, but I feel like that was like super late. What the fuck? But DT pretty much kind of has this sealed up here. This is quite the lead. I'm just surprised that DT isn't just going ahead and making the push to make it so scoring just isn't a thing anymore for the enemy team. Because I mean, after a certain point, it's just really nothing you can do. But they still haven't made that push, or maybe they don't feel comfortable with making that push. Turkey's gonna go ahead and die again. Not really having too much good luck here is Cortex, just kind of suffering. So B-Gem's going to DT. No, he's going to drop a plant and save it. Orman on bank with Blob Bomber. The Blob Bomber is helping, and so is Ducky. Alright, so yeah, Sony will go ahead and die. So will Cola. Yeah, so... What is... Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, it's super... I'm gonna stream super behind. I don't know what the fuck. Well, either way, doesn't matter. Orman, so the Shrink Ray will come out for the for CBOS here, but again, it's so. This might be so late. Let me refresh Orman's stream because this is yikes. This is like yikes behind. All right, sorry about that. But yeah, they do have drop off the win on DT, and that was like the most petty thing. I felt like I got like portal camped or some shit. Blob Armor gonna come out for DT on their home bank. Probably try to make this final push as small people, but I don't know if it's really gonna matter. Norman does have a guard here, but okay, they're big again. He's gonna drop the guard, and this might be the end of the game. Yes, this will be the end of the game. Turkey stream is super far behind. Jesus. Alright, so games are 1-1 now. So we just desperately await the next map. Yeah, that one got away from CBOS a little quickly. Like, it was just like yikes, but it is okay. We are going into the next match, 1-1. And it looks like the map is just peachy. Turkey back on Crash now.
That bitch.
Probably for the best, I'm gonna be real with you, because Cortex really didn't amount to too much. I don't know if it was just ping or whatnot, but yeah. But either way, he's gonna go ahead and score a 100, 101, just get it on the board. So, Orman fighting Amoeb on the gems here, and will get erased because, yeah, and Sony will go ahead and take care of Ducky, so. And, Slime is on Dingo Dial this match. Ducky gonna go ahead and score 4 and also take care of Sony as he drops a fridge, so that's unfortunate. Alright, so we do have a 40% boost on DT's side. Was that a cat bat? Alright, bonus bank is up. 17 needed for DT and 20 needed for CBOS. Alright, we're fighting over B gems. I don't know if BGMs have even come back yet. I don't think they have, and we've just been fighting over them since the beginning of the game. Guard will come out on DT's side. Turkey almost dead here, escaping with his life narrowly. Just gonna go ahead and go to the backside of enemy bank, get some relics, and try to not die. I'm gonna get his HP back. He does successfully do that and has now seven relics. Trying to get the relics in for bonus bank. However, not the case. Almost dead as well. So this is super dangerous. Enemy bonus bank. Bonus bank will come out for DT, and there's a fuck ton of things going on right now. So they're probably gonna get the score. Orman will go ahead and tag team Sony with Hayfranks and go ahead and take them out. We are blocking the bonus bank pretty effectively, but they have gotten some scores off, and they did get another one off. Haley gonna try to get a score. Haley will get a score, so that increases DT's lead quite exponentially. So.
That bitch far. That bitch far. That bitch far. That bitch far.
Alright, beach balls will come out, but the bonus bank is over now. Guard coming out as well on DT's bank, and Dingo Dow not giving a shit about that. Super spin around with the fridge. And yes, we will go ahead and get the score off by killing Sony in the process. Orman fighting over bonus bank here, having no HP, and probably gonna have to nope, he's gonna die to a cat bat dive, because that hitbox makes total fucking sense. Bonus bank will come out for CBOS here this time, using it to make a big comeback. They do score quite a bit. Nobody on DT was available to block, or maybe they were just kind of far away. So that's yeah, CBOS will go ahead and close up that gap that was there, and now all of DT is there to block. Ooh, that's dangerous. Alright, Pinks will go ahead and yikes, that's scary. He is. I mean, it's not too bad. He just doesn't have any HP. He doesn't have any HP. I mean, 2 relics is 2 relics, but yeah. Card comes out for DT on the bank. He's gonna drop the fridge and not give a fuck about the guard. Drop a second fridge as well, because he's really not caring. Orman gonna get taken out by Sony there. Really just not being able to do too much. Alright, so CBOS has taken the lead here, 1592 with an 80% boost. Turkey does have a guard. They have full. Oh, and they're 4 away from bonus bank. Oh, I would have saved that guard if that was me, because he could have won the game off of depositing. The Dingo Dot will get taken out. Actually, okay, they need 30 in order to win, so they might not even need the bonus bank. But if they do get the bonus bank, so this actually might be game, because they have to block 2 things. The guard's still on the original bank, and yeah, they're gonna go ahead and score. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take that. So CBOS will take it. Go up 2-1 versus DT. And ill. Alright, I think, let me see here. I don't know if Serenity Gardens was the actual pick. I wasn't really. Alright, I'm unsure what we're literally waiting for here, but. Bro, I literally can't stand new fucking whatchamacallit. I actually can't stand new Nightbot. This shit is ass. That is definitely not the song that is playing right now. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I don't know what the fuck's going on here. DT side, we got fucking looking at Dingodile skins. Okay, I have no clue what the fuck we're waiting on. Okay, so I think they re-rolled, and we are going to Tiki Towers now. I think. Yes, that is what happened. Alright, Tiki Towers is loading up here. Norman, why the fuck are you so far behind, bro? Like, Turkey gonna go ahead and score 138 for his team while there's nobody on bank. Sony abandoning gems instead and just going and getting on the bank immediately to prevent the enemy team from early scoring. Ducky fighting for B gems for their team. They do have a 30% boost, so they won A gems. C gems are in their favor, and nobody's over there because everybody's at B. But their Cat does go over to the C gems to interrupt that. Uka Uka is available now. Amoeb most likely no. Okay, he will go ahead and get to flip the gems, but not really being able to do too much here. Yes, all right. So Amoeb does go ahead and get the gems and the relics, but they will go ahead and get flipped. And Amoeb's gonna take that time to put some more relics in. So CBOS actually needing only 16 for the Uka, which is pretty nice, and they've done it really unresistedly. So yeah, they need 9 now. So DT better do something to straighten out a little bit here, but not really sure Orman does have 3. He's going to jump on the bank, but he will have to deal with Sony. Sony's going to go ahead and get that interrupted. Ducky fighting for Uka now. 30% boost on CBOS' side does go ahead and expire, but B gems are about to go to CBOS. Never mind, they will get flipped. Uka will come out for CBOS. So this is prime time scoring. A gems come get collected for CBOS, and Orman getting interrupted by a meteor because meteor RNG. And actually, yes, Orman will go ahead and take that trade and kill Sony with the help of either Hey Franks or that guard. So that's gonna go ahead and get rid of that for Sony, which is pretty good. DT does get to score again. It's not really too much, but they do. Alright, so we're still in the early stages of the games, not too much happening. Turkey in pursuit from Ducky. Ducky tried to chase Turkey down here. And he might actually be dead. If he can't avoid... Nope, yes, he will die. Ducky will go ahead and get that kill. Me having to fight Ducky again on C-Tip, but Minefield does come out from Ducky in order to try to protect the Uka here. But nobody's letting Ducky deposit either, which is like pretty bad for DT considering the fact that Ducky has like a giant pile of relics. They have 20 between what we can see. Orman gonna go ahead and flip B gems while that's happening, and Orman will get his 10 in, and CBOS will go ahead and pick up the Uka again. So that's kind of, and Orman's gonna die to meteor RNG. So that's great. Nobody scored over 500 yet, so I guess it really doesn't matter. There's a lot of tethers here in order to heal people, but nothing really happening. Guard comes out for DT on CBOS' bank. The guard will die, and so will Cola or Slime. Slime's gonna go ahead and take the L to Ducky there. Orbit dies too, and I'm not sure about what, but Turkey collecting some relics here while he's going around trying to collect some Wumpa. He has 214 to bank here, and he will get that 214 in. Yeah, I just realized that CBOS had a 100% boost, so that's a super yikes. But the 100% boost is over. DT actually still in the lead even without that, so not really the biggest deal. If they would have scored like a lot more, it would have been a bit different story, but that was not the case. So, but see, as I say that, I look down at my phone for 1 second to check chat, and I didn't even get to read a fucking word. And CBOS is back on top with this 837. So, damn. Orman trying to fight Turkey over here on C-Jibs, but is not really getting it. And now has to slightly, yes, okay. So he does have the gems for his team, and it does look like, yes, they will go ahead and get it. Uka is back up. Orman's gonna drop 16 in. It's pretty good, or not 16, excuse me, 6 in, leaving 14 for his team to get this Uka, which I feel like will be a pretty big boon considering the fact they haven't done it. And yes, they will go ahead and get it here after Orman drops the guard, so that's pretty important because it helps them deal with Sony. Sony's gonna activate the bombardment though, try to help himself out, so he doesn't get overwhelmed. Sony actually will go ahead and take out Orman, so Orman no longer has Uka, which is kind of dangerous. Hey Franks also doesn't have Uka, but all right. So Turkey having a little bit of issue when it comes to Shin on bank, not really being able to do too much, but he's gonna go off and try to collect some more relics before going back to bank because it's just really not worth it. Bombardment is trying to get God here, but Turkey's just gonna jump back on bank and just say fuck the bombardment because he's trying to do it. But okay, his team does get the bombardment. Orman does get taken out, most likely probably due to the guard, but yeah. Turkey getting pursued by Ducky a little bit. And CBOS will go ahead and activate Uka again. Haley gonna go ahead and activate the bombardment for her team on their bank to try to help that a little bit. So. That bombardment does actually help quite a bit, so it's not really a bad investment, especially when your team has when the enemy team has Uka, because you just can't really do anything with the constant damage. But the bombardment does do quite a bit of damage. So Turkey on the bank try to kill the engine, and just cannot do it. He's getting a lot of phantom hits there. I want to say it was probably due to a lot of ping, but. Just ping issues. It's just like, yep, can't really do too much about that. So CBOS does have the lead though with a 30% boost. It's a guard on the bank, and they are scoring in tandem with each other. Orman will get taken out, and then the guard will go ahead and take Sony out. Turkey, on the other hand, is gonna go ahead and grab these relics, or excuse me, these gems, and go back to his normal schedule program. DT doesn't seem like they're being able to get a lot of traction here, which is just unfortunate. It'd be like that. It's really like losing Uka multiple times is kind of difficult. So, but Turkey just doing normal crash thing, just slide spin and just yeah. Alright, he is on bank here, but he is getting harassed by Ducky, and now he's getting not just Ducky, he's getting harassed by Haley and Ducky, and he tried to get a score off and he almost did, but he's probably gonna die here, either due to a plant, a tornado, or yeah, just really nothing you can do about that. It's just too many factors. So DT will get the Uka here this time, so that's actually kind of important. That's a pretty good one, considering the fact that they want to keep this close, and they are keeping it close now, back up to 1,013 in the scoreboard. So they're only about not even 100. They actually take the lead with this score, so that was actually a pretty good Uka for them. But they could still lose the lead. There's still plenty of Rumble to be played here. 30% boost on CBOS' side. Ducky gonna go ahead and score. pinging their teammates to score as well. Meep almost dead here. Not sure if he's going to be able to escape Ducky. Ducky going to go ahead and try to cut them off. And yes, Meep will go ahead and take the L there to Ducky. Lose whatever relics they had. Not sure how many they had, but yeah. Orman getting on enemy bank in order to try to block, but guard kind of making that difficult. However, the fridge will go ahead and help him out a little bit, but it does disappear before he can really get any HP back, so rip. Alright, so DT will go ahead and get the Uka again. And they are winning by 3 Wumpa right now, so let's see if they can make this lead a little bit bigger. So they actually do make the lead bigger. 17-38. Hey, let's go. And they do have a full gray bar, so we may be going to a game 5 here because they are making the push. The guard, yeah, the combination of the guard, Cola will go ahead and die. So will Sony. And this isn't the end of the game. They don't have enough. They don't have enough gray bar or potential Wumpa in order to actually end this game here. So Sony will go ahead and be able to get back to the bank beforehand. So this is, yeah, one more final push like that, and that might be the end of this game, and then we'd be going to a game 5. So let's see exactly what's going to happen. Orman not having enough Wumpa here, but trying to protect A-Gems in order to try to give him enough. Alright, so yes, 130. Uka is coming up here. I'm going to drop his 8 off in. Sony's coming over. He's going to get intercepted. And, yeah. Alright, 130 on bank. Does not get to, Haley does not get that. But yeah, now there's multiple people on bank. There's nobody over here to watch Uka, and this is yep, there it is. So DT will go ahead and get the Uka, and this probably will be the end of the game. Cola's gonna go ahead and get taken out, and we're going to just swamp Sony. Just way more DPS than Fridge and anything else, and yeah, DT will go ahead and close this out. So that will be 2-2, both sides. So we got one more final game here.
Is felt, and it's living through the things that I say. They want me to come off the mic, stay silent, shut up. If they cut off my tongue, then the records are cut up. If they cut off my hands, then I use my feet. Kick the beat, rock the beat, flip the beat, live the beat, master and give the beat. Hit the streets, spin wheels, make your necks asleep, which is something I ain't had all week. I'm all weak, cold bleak, but you know it's the heat when I speak. The streets are filled with blood, we're running out of options. The rich are in their houses, we're gonna buy their coffins. I wish I knew my future, I dream about it often. I sharpen weapons softly from now. There ain't no stopping. Rock the fucking beat.
Alright, so it doesn't look like the final stage is gonna be fucking Jazz Junction. I'm sick of seeing this fucking stage. The one thing about this setup, I cannot read chat. All right, so we are starting this match here. Alright, so Orman has elected to play Tana this entire war, so there is that. Go ahead and score. He's had this fucking, glitch the entire time, though. Fucking UI glitch, where it just doesn't show his timer. So that's great. CBOS will go ahead and take two gem sets, A and C, and get a 60% boost. B is still being fought over. Sony's gonna go ahead and die to Ducky. CBOS does have 212 here. Blues Beatdown is available now. Ducky having a little scuffle over there by the Masquerade. B-Gems will go to CBOS, but not fast enough to get 100% boost. So they just get another 40% boost, but that's okay. Blues Beatdown, DT is in the lead for Blues Beatdown, only needing 10. Sony on bank, having 2 approach him. Actually 3. He's going to go ahead and smack the shit out of all 3 of them. Guard does come out by Orman. Orman does get interrupted, however. The guard not really doing too much here, but Sony's going to go ahead and get some HP back and then jump back and take the guard out. And then back pull the engine, and yes, Blues Beatdown will come out for DT here in order to help them. Ducky cartwheeling through. Alright, Ducky gonna go ahead and score. Orman, on the other hand, still wandering around looking for some Wumpa crates and maybe some relics as well. Gonna jump on the bank with this 70. Does have to deal with Slime, and will not get that, especially with Slime. Slime being there swinging and the garbage dump being garbage dump. So Masquerade will come out over by CBOS's bank, and he's gonna luck up and get Kapuna Y for this guard, which is actually really, really good. So Turkey's gonna go ahead and take the L there. That's unfortunate. DT does have the lead with 720 at the current moment, but I'm not exactly sure what they're gonna do. So alrighty. Turkey getting chased by Ducky, and will get taken out. He drops the guard on the Blues Beatdown, trying to deter Ducky just a little bit, but like, yeah, just does get taken out by Orman in a crossfire. Orman's gonna go ahead and score to 72, jump off the bank, get back to the Blues Beatdown. DT needing 15, CBOS also needing 15, so 15 on both sides on the Blues Beatdown war. Turkey having a little bit of like lag ping issues here. I'm gonna go to but DT actually having a solid lead here, but CBOS only needing 1 relic for this, and they are gonna go ahead and get it, so maybe they can make this up right now with the 30% boost. But I'm gonna have to get rid of this boombox. Yes, alright, so there it is. Okay, so Turkey gonna go ahead and score to 118. And never mind, DT jumping on bank and just like making Sony's life literally hell. Guarding 3 people on bank. Ducky will get ganked by Sony. That is the power of Dingo Dow Host, if you do not know. Haley does have Kapuna Y here, but she can't stay on bank with HP that low. Turkey fighting for B-Gems here, fighting Orman. Orman having a little bit of trickery here. I thought he was like leaving the gems, but he turns around and swings upwards. That was pretty tactical. Orman does get taken out though, between him and Turkey and Amoeb. So DT does still have the lead here. 1329. Guard's going to come down from Turkey. He's going to try to score this 128. No, will get interrupted. Has no HP on the Jin, though. Alright. And wow, that teleport was fierce for Turkey. I felt that one. At least he didn't fall off, I guess. Sony's still on bank, just waiting. But with them attempting the triple score, it's making it really hard for Sony having to deal with that. B-Gems will go to DT, and Blues Beatdown is available again, but he's gonna have to go ahead and leave. Orman's stream is super far behind. Once again, I'm gonna go ahead and reset that while he's dead. Blues Beatdown actually does get picked up by CBOS here, so that's actually a big boon for them. So they have to be careful about that. They're only having a 500. DT only has a 500 lead, so yeah, Orman's gonna go ahead and take out the Blues Beatdown for his bank, and he is going to try to get some. Okay, yeah, he's gonna go around, and they are pushing the scoring really hard. There's a garbage dump on the bank. He puts the guard down, but it's definitely gonna soak up a lot of the damage there. Ducky helping them by healing, and Slime is there too, trying to help, and he gets Ika for Tana, which actually isn't too bad. Tana with Ika is actually pretty solid there. He does get to score, but CBOS is bringing it back very, very slowly, only down about, what, 300 now? Yeah. But DT does have a 30% boost, and they do have full gray, so they may be making this push very soon. Actually, the 30% boost is just about to end. Yes, so it does end. Turkey still dropping another guard. Gonna score this 98. Yes, he does get the 98 off. But DT still does have this full gray bar even without a boost. So this is very dangerous, especially the way they've been approaching on Sony. So yeah, this might turn ugly if they. Okay, so Blues Beatdown is back out. Sony's gonna drop his 1 in. His team put in 22, or more than that. They only need 9 now, but enemy Blues Beatdown. Okay, so this might actually be it. I don't know how Sony's gonna take this, but let's take a look. Sony does get taken out. That is rough. Oh no. Yeah, there it is. And that will be it. DT will go ahead and take it. Hard fought on both sides. Yeah, that was super rough. They were really pushing on Sony there during that match. Just pushing triple, just going in as a team and just taking out the Dingo Dow, even though he was on host. So yeah, that'll go ahead and take it. And once they got that Blues Beatdown, that was pretty much to just the game plan to just go in and end it. So DT will go ahead and take it 3-2. A very good set to both teams. GG's to both sides. I am going to go ahead and end stream. I have to go take care of somebody, so I'm going to go ahead and let's see here. I'm gonna raid. I don't know if Orman's gonna continue to stream. He is still alive, but Sony and Turkey both have ended their stream, so yes. I'm gonna go ahead and raid Orman, and yeah, I will see you guys later. Peace out.
Wanna make the this party you don't wanna skip. Gonna be a show to remember.